Hey guys, this is Chetan for Gizmo Times and you're watching a quick gaming review of the ROG Phone 5s that was launched just right now with the Qualcomm Snapdragon 888 Plus with 3.0 GHz clock speed with the LPDDR5 RAM and also the 360 Hz of touch sampling rate, and also the difference, not a lot of difference but only a little difference in other specs, like the 24 milliseconds of touch latency, which is not a lot different from the 24.3 that was on the ROG Phone 5, but the major difference is with the chipset itself and also with the thermal management. I mean, the company hasn't mentioned that a lot, but I have seen a lot of difference from the ROG Phone 5 to the 5s, where the thermal management seems to be better. I've been playing the game on this phone for around an hour now. You can see the battery has reduced, but the temperatures were still maintained. With this being at 90 FPS, you can see this top bar which I am shaking right now. That is the real-time info bar where you see the GPU, CPU percentage, and also that's the usage of it, the battery percentage, the temperature, as well as the frame rate. So the real-time frame rate can be seen here so that you get an idea whether the phone is lagging or not. And for the graphic settings, we have smooth plus 90 FPS, balanced extreme HDR, as well as the ultra HDR ultra. So whatever the possibility of settings are for any smartphone with BGMI, that's all possible on the ROG Phone 5s. So if you remember, the latest iPhone 13 Pro Max has the 90 FPS, but we haven't seen that to be performing excellently all the time. So that would be one fair comparison to do with the ROG Phone 5s, but we're talking about a huge difference in the price range. But still, if we talk about the Android smartphones and its performance, I've actually liked the performance of the ROG Phone 5s so far, with not just the gaming performance, but with the gyroscope, with the responsiveness, and these kind of things like the macro usage, the screen recording. Of course, if we talk about the screen recording before we start the gameplay, this would be just a quick gameplay, but just to let you know about the screen recording options, you have the option of 1080p and 720 as well as 480p option over here. Then you have the option of the high frame rate and high frame rate of 120 fps, so that's also possible over here. That's one of the major things over here, and that's one of the good things there. So you have some pretty good options of screen recording. If you are someone into competitive gaming and want to record a lot of gameplays, that's where the 120 fps recording option would help. Obviously there might be some more heating when you're recording, but that should be okay if you are getting a good gameplay in the end. So let's try out a couple of things. Let's try out a couple of games as well, just to see how it goes, and we'll have to download a couple of things over here to start with the games. So you can see the performance on the top, that's the frame rates, and you'll get an idea about the frame rates over there.
The blue team has scored for the first time! Clear! Cover me!
106. So you can see here it's quite smooth. If you look at how it performs right now, it actually seems like a completely no issue device.
Kill!
9531.
Target down! Reloading!
So guys, with the TDM you can see it has been really smooth, no issues at all.
Target down! Cover me!
No issues. The game seems to be pretty smooth without any issue at all.
Dead! Expired! Cover me! Enemy down! Expired! Reloading! Killing spree for the blue team!
Great! You're about to win!
The blue team is about to win! Cover me!
Hmm.
Blue team victory!
Reloading! Cover me!
So guys, with the TDM, you have seen that the performance was actually excellent. There was no issue at all with the gameplay. It was very smooth, and a couple of times when you saw that the response was so smooth because of not just the performance but the touch sampling and everything, it was registering the touches very quickly without an issue. So that's one thing to notice. Now we'll do a quick Sanhok bootcamp, and guys, don't expect it to be great anyway, because I don't do professional gaming obviously, so this is just a quick uh, showcase for you guys. That's it. Now let me turn off the auto matching and do a solo squad with Sanhok. Now we'll do only one game. Even if I died, it doesn't really matter, because what's important is to see whether there are frame drops or not. There should be a couple of, minor frame drops, given that this is one of the strongest phones in the market in the Android segment. It obviously shouldn't lag a lot, so that's what we are expecting. Let's see. And you have seen that I'm playing with the real-time gyroscope, so that's one other thing to consider where it performs really well. Uh, and obviously, guys, if you want to know everything about this device, about the performance or the gaming aspect of it, you can check out our gaming channel, that's Gaming Josh, where everything is mentioned, but that's in Hindi, not in English. So one thing to consider, if you don't know Hindi, you can stick around here, ask me questions in the comment section, and I'll try to answer you. Okay, there's a huge number of players over here. So guys, the frame rates were quite good, as seen earlier as well. And even in Sanhok Bootcamp, where you saw a lot of squads, it was performing very smoothly. So this was the quick gaming aspect of it. Now, for the gaming features, you can see that it has 8 triggers over the top. That's one thing to consider. And the other things are obviously this. This is just kind of a show-off thing where you see the light turned on whenever you play the game, but I've turned it off right now. But you can have that turned on, and the temperature has gone to 44 degrees. That is one thing to notice. But even on 44, there are no thermal throttling. There's no thermal throttling, which means there are no frame drops at all. So that's one thing. And apart from that, obviously you have multiple ports. The mirroring is through this one, that's through the bottom that I'm doing right now, but there's another USB type C port towards the bottom, and there's a 3.5 headset jack given as well on this, and it's a 144 hertz of the refresh rate. You can see this, you have the option to change to 60, 120, 144, and to auto as well. So auto takes it to the best of the available options, that's 120, 144 over here, in which you get a 90 fps output inside the game. So that's it guys, this was a quick gaming review of the ROG Phone 5s. If we consider the gaming aspect of any smartphone, I would say the iPhone 13 Pro Max is the only one that would come close to this, obviously because of the fact that you have the 90 fps option on that as well. But since the time it is launched, we have seen a lot of people who have been using the phone complaining about that not being a very constant 90 fps, because whenever the phone heats up, you see a lot of frame drops happening. With that is the typical case of thermal throttling that's not seen here over here, at least until now. And given the huge price difference, if you are only into gaming, I would still say you could consider the Phone 5s over anything else right now. So that's it guys, this was a quick overview of the ROG Phone 5s gaming with BGMI FPS test on this particular smartphone. I hope you like this video. If you do, share and subscribe to Gizmo for more. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video.